fix this. Yo, 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 what it do, what it do, what it do? And welcome back. And welcome aboard, CardboardSim. So, today is going to be a fairly short flight. Definitely not as long as yesterday. We're picking back up here at Stevens. Which is Pagosa Springs, and we're headed down to Albuquerque International Sunport, which is 137 nautical miles. So, fairly easy trip today. I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting, or keep y'all up too late, shall I say. Oh, updates. Well, first off, let's get some air flowing in here because it is getting warm already. Brakes are set. We got battery. Let's get some power going on in here. Okay. Cool. We have a good start. Let's get some beacon and nav going. Get some air going on in here. Now, I'm not hearing something I need to be hearing. There we go. Hey, could I get a good sound check on that audio? You should be hearing some music now. Is it too soft? Was it too loud? Hey, Howard, how's it going? Welcome aboard. Hey, is that music? Can you hear that music or? Told y'all I was gonna have some music for y'all today. I just don't know how it sounds on your end. Okay, cool. If the music does get too loud or anything like that, please let me know and I'll adjust the volume on that. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here in Stevens. Let's pull up some weather. Wind is calm, visibility 10, temperature -4. Let's get some PDOT heat going. Altimeter is 3024. 3024. Okay. So we are good there. We'll get CTAF on 1227. And we'll bug center on 118575 once we get airborne. So we will depart depart to the south via runway 19er. Alright, cool. Let's get some taxi lights going. This cord out of the way. Alright, let's taxi this thing out. Stevens traffic, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is taxiing to runway 19er via Alpha. Stevens traffic. Man, those mountains are gorgeous, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Flight control, hop check on, everything feels good, no binding there. Get first nitro flaps coming in. Let's see. We got enough runway right here. I won't go all the way down. We'll take it here. Go ahead and get this baby off the ground. Alright. Stevens traffic, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is taking off runway 19er, departing to the south. Stevens traffic. Alright, strobe and landing. We are clear left, and we are clear right. Stalled her out. What's going on with my brakes now? Oh, I need to take these things off real quick. Let's line up real quick. They are house shoes. Aren't the greatest for flying. Oh, they get in the way. Alright, cool. Let's go. Airspeed is alive. We are looking for 60. There we go. Positive rate. Here it is coming up. Speed checks, flaps up. Climb out about 10,000. Stevens traffic, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is departing to the south. Stevens traffic. little bit. Yo, Jimmy, how's it going, man? Everybody have a good Thanksgiving? Got a little bit of grub in my belly. Stevens traffic, bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is departing to the south. Final call. Stevens traffic. Oh, nice, Jimmy. Nice. How'd everything go up there with it? Switch on over. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad things is coming along quite well for you on that. Okay, let's go. I think the highest point on this flight is no more than about 8. So let's go. We'll chill at 11. You can adjust this if you go into the settings. You should be able to adjust the backlighting and the brightness. If you're talking about the 750. Shut it down at 11,000. Denver Center, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is 11,000 feet. Looking to pick up a VFR flight following to Albuquerque International.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Denver Center, squawk 5524 and ident.
Squawk 5524 and ident, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa.
Bonanza for Romeo Papa, radar contact 13 miles south of Stevens Field at 11,000 feet, heading 162, Pagosa Springs, altimeter 30.27.
3027 for Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa. Alright. We We are on our way. Let's see what we got going on here. Yo, Sess, what's up, my mans? Have you already eaten Thanksgiving dinner, or you going too soon? Okay, cool, Jimmy. Yeah, let me know. I know I had to do that myself when I was getting things set up for the 750. Oh yeah, we chilling today, Sess. I told you I had some music for you today. Yeah, Jimmy, as far as like the Arduinos and Air Manager, it's it can be intimidating in the beginning, but it's really, I put it to you this way: once you get your first switch functioning, from there it's kind of a no-brainer from that point. Now, depending on what kind of switches you do end up having, and other features that you have in your plane, some of them could get a little weird. It just depends on what you're trying to get at it. Like, for instance, I mean, most of my single throw switches, your nav lights, your on-off switches, 2 poles as they call it, those are pretty simple. It's on, it's off. Out of all the ones I have, the hardest one was my flap, and the only reason why it was a little bit more difficult for me was because the Bonanza has approach and down, so it's a 2-position flap switch. Well, 3 really. So you have up, approach, and full flaps. Well, there's really nothing set there. You have like the Cessna, like the presets for the Cessna is already there, so it's pretty much a plug and play. So I had to kind of figure out a way so that the switch would read up, because it's actually an on switch. So I had to make it work to where up was 1, approach was, so off was approach, and then on again, down was full. And then on top of the fact, getting the lights to work, those can, depending on how your lights are set up, but I figured it out. But outside of that, it's pretty simple. Oh, too soon. Oh yeah, it is kind of early over there, huh? Good stuff. Yeah, Jimmy, it's from how it used to be years ago. mobiflight has changed the game for cockpit builders. It has made life so simple. You really don't even have to code. It's really more so once you understand how mobiflight works. From there, man, the sky's the limit on it. You can pretty much do any and everything. Yeah, see, and that's the cool thing about mobiflight as well. They integrated PWM into the software as well, so you can do whatever you want to with mobiflight. It's cool, man. Sebastian and the team over there has really done a great job with mobiflight. So I use mobiflight for all of my hardware, as far as like switches and encoders and things like that. But I use Air Manager. Well, I use the Air Manager app for my 6-pack and my engine management system. But the cool thing about it is it integrates itself. So I have my encoder that's talking through mobiflight, and it controls the air manager panels, if that makes sense. You don't, well, air manager is a good tool to have, like if you want to set up custom gauges. You know, so if you're running like a steam gauge type of setup, air manager is a cool thing. I only use the iPad Pro because it's big enough to run a 6-pack. That's all I really need for my bird. If I really want to get fancy, I could take that out and get a bigger monitor behind there, but then I'll have to run the air manager program, which is pretty much the same thing. It's just what am I trying to say? It's just another piece of software in the background that's running. Cool thing about it though, you can actually run air manager off another PC to, you know, kind of free up some space for the sim to do its thing. That is a good question, Jimmy. I don't know if I haven't really dug too deep to see if they have it. I'm pretty sure they do, but I'll do some digging and see, and I'll let you know tomorrow on tomorrow's flight. Hey Val, happy Turkey Day, man. How you doing? Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you can still, like, air manager just runs the display, you know, it just runs your gauges and whatever, you know, however you have your setup as far as your visuals on your panel. mobiflight controls all your switches and buttons. I'm pretty sure, well, I think air manager, the actual air manager software itself allows you to program switches too. I've never used it, like I said, because I use the app. Coming up out of that itis nap. I feel you. I ate pretty light today. If I would have went too hard, this flight would not be happening right now. But it's a short one tonight, fella, so it won't be too long. We got about another 35 minutes in the air. This one's getting us set up for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are headed to Sedona. I gotta get Sedona. I love Sedona. If you haven't flown out or flown into Sedona, you have to. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. It does, but it used to be in YML. See, I can't speak too much on the PC side of Air Manager just because I never used it. So I really don't know as far as the new version, what they actually have to offer and things like that. I can speak for mobiflight. I've been rocking with mobiflight for what, 2-3 years now, so yeah. Hey, and Jimmy, you know, I will help you with anything, any questions you have with mobiflight, man. It's real simple. I love it. Yes sir, Sedona rocks, man. I would literally, there's been times where I would just take off from Sedona and just fly around and come back and do touch and goes for like 30 minutes, man. It is, whoever came up with that idea to put that airport on top of that plateau there was genius. Yeah, man, you'll love mobiflight for real. Like it's amazing. And they've already it works for 2024 as well. I've already tested it. Oh wow, that had to suck. So I do have something that I'm cooking. I was trying to test it. Well, I was playing around with it early today, but it's a lot to. Well, I won't say a lot to learn. Just I'm new to it, but nonetheless, what I'm trying to do is, now that I figured out how to get music in, I can go ahead and check that one off. So what I want to start implementing in the near future, once I figure things out, is start giving you guys other views of what's really going on. So in other words, I'm trying to incorporate, instead of just looking at me flipping through 3 cameras, you know, actually maybe add in some outside shots, you know, when the gear is coming down or the front end by itself, stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out how to add, well, I know how to add the display captures, but and I got me a number pad I bought it a few months back with the intention to do what I'm talking about. And so finally I'm like, well, I got some downtime, let me go ahead and try it. So I built me another little box down here, right beneath the TPM, and of course out of cardboard, and with some of my leftover wood grain paneling and peel and stick, to kind of continue on the cohesiveness. And so I can just reach down and, you know, just hit, you know, a number and change the display, but trying to figure out how to do it to where I can still see what I got going on, but then y'all can see something else. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So more to follow on that. Okay, hey, that's what's up, Sess, man. Hey, well, I'm glad you enjoyed just vibing it out with me, man. It's cool to have some people in my corner hanging out with me. As far as the music go, I'm gonna tell you what I did. It's not even really a link. It's yeah, Sess, I'll definitely reach out to you in the Discord. Cause like I said, I was tinkering with it today. I was able to get a couple things going, but I just couldn't seem to map it right. So stuff just, it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So oh, okay, I see, Jimmy. Yeah, you said forget that, huh? Let's go ahead and do this thing the right way. What is the height of this fella right here? Because I didn't see that. This is saying 8,000. I don't know about that, y'all. What y'all think? Oh, I'm currently at 11,000, and that one in front of me is looking a little weird. when are we going to hear some of your stuff?
Bonanza for Romeo Papa, contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
Switching to 1328, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, good day. What stuff we talking about, Jimmy? Albuquerque Center, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is level at 11,000. Yo, Bunny, what it do?
Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, Albuquerque Center. Good afternoon, Lindrith, altimeter 30.30.
3030 on the altimeter, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that, y'all. Do I need to climb up? I'm looking. Why is that not showing? I got 8,000 off to my left. Is my eyes playing tricks on me? Oh, my music. Yeah, I make music. I have to. So most of my music is all on my. Well, I mean, I actually have a YouTube channel with my music. I just got to get it back on to the PC, if that makes sense. Most of my music is made through my iPad. Some of my older music was from my old laptop. I don't like this, y'all. We're gonna deviate a little bit. Let's go ahead and bug. I don't want to climb no more. I will be bringing my music in once I get all that back over to a folder, which takes me back to what I was saying to Cess. So Cess, I use a program called Filmora. That's the software I use to do my recordings, and so it gives me a list of free music, because I'm not about to pay for all of that music. It's just not that serious to me. But I mean, they have like the premium songs and stuff like that. But so what I did was I pulled a handful of them. Most of the ones in the beginning were just like 1 minute little music clips, and the one that you hear now, I just stretched it out over like 3 hours and just stacked it on top of the ones in the beginning, and all I did was exported that as an audio file, and then I turned around and then I threw that back into OBS, as I forget which one it is. Here, I'll let you know here. I have it running under a media source. So, and then I just went to the file or the folder where that file was, and then just dropped it in, and then I just let it play. So that it'll just play all the way through the string. SNA, which one is that? I downloaded. I have the I bought the Orbix scenery. Which one was it? It's from Orbix. I just can't remember the one who did it, but it was. I'll put it to you this way: whoever made that scenery in Vegas, it was dead on. Like I said, me and the wife, we just went out there back in July, and so I fly around there just to see, like, is there any, I mean, to the colors, to the lighting, everything. Okay. Oh, speaking of, so I was watching a couple videos earlier today too. I used to watch, I forget this guy's name, but he's one of the top guys when it comes to, you know, teaching you how to build your YouTube channel and things like that. And he was talking about the changes that's coming in 2025 in regards to copyright. And one of the ones that he mentioned was Spotify. So I would just say be mindful when you're using Spotify on your streams and stuff, because they said that it will flag you, and they'll either, like if you're streaming, they'll either shut you down, or if you record it with Spotify in the background and you don't have proper, you know, clearance to play it, they'll have you remove the video. So just a heads up on that. Okay, John Wayne. Yeah. No, I am still flying. I'm rocking 2020 until 24 gets their life together. And like I said, I mean, even if I fly 24, Air Manager, well, the Air Manager app doesn't work with 2024 yet. It's in the works, it just doesn't work yet. So I don't want to keep going over there and messing with it, because every time I go and fly 24 and then I come back to 2020, Air Manager, it throws Air Manager off, and then I have to keep doing these reboots and shutting it down and turn it back on to get Air Manager to sync back up. Okay. I didn't know that Spotify had royalty free. Huh. So, I mean, I listen to Spotify all the time. That's good to know. Okay. So let me ask you this, Seth. Does your recording software come with free royalty music? Stream tunes. That's your recording software, or that's just, well, I'm assuming. I can't wait to get, man. I really want to get 2024 off the ground, man. I really do. But I'm gonna be patient though. I'm gonna be patient and let them do their thing. I'm not gonna give up on 2020 though. I like 2020. I'm really thinking about getting me another PC though, and using that one to do all my streams and recording, because this thing is a monster when OBS is not running. I mean, a monster. I mean, I could almost pretty much crank everything all the way up, all sliders, full tilt, and it's gonna do its thing. Oh, but when you hit that record button, oh, you got to dial it back. But still, it's still a beautiful sight. Like, man, look at that, man. That is amazing. You know, and that's another thing that I really enjoy about flight sim. You can't be everywhere at once. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tour every piece of the earth. I mean, even with the most money, I mean, you could still hit here and there, but you know, in flight sim, you could, you know, an hour flight here. Like, all of this, these last, pretty much this whole trip, except the beginning, are all pretty much new territories. I've never seen these places before. Not in person, at least. Or in the sim. I normally don't even fly out here. So, you know, this gives me the opportunity to really explore what the US really has to offer outside of what I'm used to. Now, I mean, I've driven all lower 48 states. I've been to all 50 states. When I drove trucks over the road, like I said, I drove for 8 years. And I cleared about 830,000 miles total over the 8 years that I drove. So I ate up some interstates, man. But this is beautiful. Glacier Park in Washington. I'm gonna see if I can see where that's at in the map, on the map. I might try to add that to this ride when I start working my way up. Exactly, Jimmy. When it's all said and done, I just gotta climb out and get into bed. Alright, we can go ahead and go back on course now. Just kind of wanted to stand and clear that a little bit. We'll come up over these mountains over here. We're high enough for now. Yeah, it's a sight to see. You know, it's funny. I'm in a lot of different, you know, flight sim groups and airplane groups, which most of us are, you know. And it amazes me how people will sit here and make fun of people like us who go all in on our sims and, you know, try to get the most out of it. And I really feel like people like that only do that because they can't. And it's a jealousy thing. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Having a fully enclosed sim where you're literally sitting in a somewhat of a replica of an aircraft, and you can look left, you can look right, I can actually look back. You know, you see the world from a different viewpoint, you know? Like, and I'm not knocking anybody who can't do it. So it's not that. Because some people aren't in the position to be able to build something like this, and that's fine. You know, do what you can, work with what you got. But you can tell the ones who are really jealous because, man, like the way they come at us, it's like, are you serious? Once you get a taste of something of this magnitude when it comes to flight simulation, you can never go back to it. You can't go, it's like you can't go back. That was just like when I was talking about the other day. Like once you go 4K on all 3 screens, you can't go back. Like there is no way of, you can't go back to 2K size. You can't go back to 1080p. And it, you know, and that's the thing too. I was reading on somebody's comment earlier today, and they were saying, "Oh, 1080p is just fine." Until, you know, until you see 4K. Yes, 1080p is a beautiful thing. I was that way too. Before I built this PC, and I was running off my other one, I was running at 1080p, and it looked perfectly fine. And that was with the frame gen mod and everything. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's running smooth. And then I got 4K. And it's just like 1080? Nah, not happening. Yes, I'm happy I did it too, man. You know, it was one of those things where it's like, do I really invest this kind of money on this? But then I had to think about it for a minute, and it's like, what I spent on this simulator is not even half the cost of what I spent on my 747 build. And the 747 build wasn't even, it was maybe 50% complete. Oh, that's right, Bunny. I knew it was something, you know, I was thinking about, I'm like, I was supposed to do something and I didn't do it. Let me put that in real quick. Actually, okay, yeah. I will definitely do that. Thanks for the reminder. But yeah, man, I mean, this is, once you get to a point like this on your sim build, it's like you reach it's a different type of accomplishment. You feel a different type of way. Like sitting here right now and just looking out and just, and like I can see for my, like, you know, I got about a 190, almost 200 degree field of view. I can see everything. I actually tried, I say maybe about a week or two ago, I wanted to see just how much different it would be flying with just the front monitor without no peripherals. I can't go back. I can't go back. Like, now, I remember when I just had a 50-inch TV in the front. And I actually, when I was building my sim, I didn't have these other two, so I just had foam boards as my walls, so I could still be, you know, somewhat enclosed and immersed. But, and it was just, you know, you get used to the setup that you have. So after being able to see all this and then going back down to just one screen, it's just like, so I don't, it's crazy. It's really crazy. brightness is set to 1536. You can get it up to 2048. Needs, especially for day flying. I'm a night flyer. Okay. Yeah, see, I actually enjoy night flying. And I plan on throwing a couple night flights in on this trip. I'm just trying to figure out which part of, which legs I want to do it. Exactly, Sess. But you know when it comes to running triples, and especially at 4K, the right setup, you really don't have to lose performance to a degree. It's just how you have, you just got to know the balance of what you have. But like I said, when I'm not running OBS and I don't have the cameras on and it's just me and the sim itself, I can literally take my sliders, like my objects level of detail is maxed out right now, and I have my TLOD set to, I think, 100. It's either 100 or 150, something like that. When I turn off the cameras and the recording software, I can take that thing to 400. And that's why I'm in my mind, like, I have to figure out how to serenade my wife. Because I need to get that 5090. I think that 5090. And like I said, I'm gonna get me another computer. I'm already on the market looking for one. And it's really just gonna run OBS. Like, it ain't gonna be nothing else up there but just OBS. But if I do that and then somehow manage to squeeze that 5090 into the mix, and it's probably gonna take me some time to get it, but I feel like I can do it. Then, I mean, from there, there's nothing stopping you at that point. But so I guess what I'm really trying to say is there's two sacrifices to it. You can save some money, and then you'll have to sacrifice some as far as performance goes and quality, or you got to sacrifice your wallet and get what you need, and it'll run. I mean, FS2020. I mean, when Asobo came into the mix, it has definitely it changed how flight simulator functions. And I mean, even though FS2020 is still kind of running off of FSX technology, it's still so far away from what it is. Hey, destination is Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec, which is right off our nose. I need to start coming down actually, because this is actually a short flight. Let's start bringing this on down. Hey, don't sleep on those 20 series. My last car was a 2080 Super, and that thing was a beast running 3 screens. Hey, Sess, I might be in the attic, bruh. Well, Val, I mean, that's what I use. They're HDMI to display ports. Okay. Let's sitting here yip yapping. I need to get some info. Elevation there is 5,355. So let's come down to. We'll come down to 65. Okay. Cool. Albuquerque Center, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is 11 miles north of Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec. Inbound, full stop. We have an aircraft.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, good afternoon.
Y'all gonna hand me off? Field should be right in front of me. Got an aircraft 1200 below. For you. Oh, and Val, display ports aren't fairly inexpensive.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, you're cleared into the Albuquerque Airport Class Charlie airspace. Continue straight in towards the field. Descend at your discretion. I'll hand you to tower in just a bit. Expect runway 8.
Cleared into the Albuquerque International Airport Class Charlie airspace. I'll continue straight in towards the field, descend at my discretion, and I'll wait for your call expecting runway 8, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa. Runway 8.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Contact Albuquerque approach on 123.9er.
Going to 1239er, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, good day. Albuquerque approach, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is through 8,000 for 6,500.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Albuquerque approach. Good afternoon. Albuquerque altimeter 30.21.
3021, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Well. Welcome to Albuquerque. Looking nice out here.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, contact Albuquerque Tower on 120.3.
Switching the tower on 120.3, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, good day. Alright. Let's slow it down. Gears coming down, taxi and landing lights are coming on.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Albuquerque International Sunport Tower, Albuquerque Tower, Bonanza 42, 2 miles north of the airport at 7100 feet. Winds 350 at 7, runway 8, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 8, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa. Alright, first notch of flaps coming in. flaps. Q.
500.
There's a nice little golf course right here. Coming in on landing. Low. Correct that. Got a 9-knot crosswind coming from the north. So a little bit of craft. Still low. That's okay. Come on, get her down, get her down. That was pretty rough. But we're down. Welcome to Albuquerque, y'all. And we're gonna get off here at Alpha 5.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, welcome to Albuquerque. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Going to 1219er, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, thank you for that. We'll get off here, I guess. Let's clear this runway real quick. Albuquerque ground, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is clear, runway 8, holding short on Alpha 7. Looking for taxi to GA parking.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Albuquerque International Sunport ground. Taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha 7 Alpha, Mike 3. Good day.
Taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha 7 Alpha, Mike 3, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, good day. Alright, let's get the aircraft cleaned up. Taxi lights, strobes are off. So Val, what you trying to go 120? I'm assuming. Which, I mean, man, 120 hertz. Woo. Really, to be honest with you, I mean, 60 is. If you can see faster than 60 hertz, man, yo, you got Cyberclops eyes or something. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you be playing those other games. Yeah, you need that with what's that that one that you suffer from. How can I get in here? I got them. I got all these parked. Okay. 240. God almighty. Air. Come back here by myself. Star Citizen. Yeah. Shoot, man, you're gonna need a 9800 X3D and a 5090 to run that game the way you talk about it. Come over here and fuel up real quick. So it should be ready to go tomorrow. Fuel is complete. Let's go, Parker. Yep, I think that's where we're gonna be, right here. All right. And we'll shut her on down. And that would do it for this one, y'all. Like I said, it was an easy one this evening. Let's see what we got going on here. Later, Sass. Appreciate it, man. Catch you on the next one. $175 4K monitors. Wow, that is beast right there. Running 27 LG and 1 Dell curved at 144. Wow. So let me ask you this, Bunny. Are you do you have any like artifacts or like shimmering issues when it comes to if you're using FrameGen, which I'm assuming you are? I appreciate you, Jimmy, man. Thanks for stopping in and riding along with me again tonight. You have a good one, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving. See, that's crazy, because when I can't use FrameGen, or at least not when I'm running three screens. Now, if I'm just running, well, no, I can't do that either. Now, I mean, I use DLSS for sure. So if I'm in DLSS, from quality all the way to performance, I get tons of it. Let's say if I decide to switch over to TAA, you know, at 100% render scale, and I use FrameGen, I still get it. So I don't know what it is, but I can't never seem to get frame. Now, when I was running my 2080 Super, I didn't get any of that. I had an i5-4440 with 32 gigs of DDR4 and the 2080 Super. Oh, DLAA. Let me see something. I'm gonna try something here. I don't even know if DLAA is gonna actually. Let's see. Turn FrameGen on, and we're gonna go DLAA and see what she does. I don't know if she's gonna like that or not. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna test it out. Let's see here. Hey, 42, how's it going, buddy? Glad to see you popped in, man. Well, we're just finishing up anyway, so it's all good. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, man. All right, I'm gonna test this out real quick, Bunny, and see what DLAA does. Yeah, see, that is, you can see my front screen. It is like, that's what I get. But it's just the front screen though, which obviously that's the screen that is actually rendering. But yeah, so no matter what I do, that's what I get. Oh, I was just testing out something. So Bunny was telling me that he run DLAA. So with FrameGen, I have a problem. For some odd reason, my PC doesn't like frame generation, and so I was trying to see if I ran DLAA, because I never used that, to see if that might have changed my problem, but it didn't. So I'm gonna change it back. That's all. That's all I was doing, man. Just a quick test. Let me go ahead and change that back. Yeah, mine, it just doesn't like it. There we go. Yep. So if I use DLSS swapper, does it affect TA or just DLSS? No, if you use DLS, that's just swapping out the different versions of DLSS. It has nothing to do with TAA. So I have DLSS swapper as well, and I normally stay current with as each version comes out, but sometimes a new version can be quirky. So sometimes I'll roll back and go to an older version until I get a more stable, better performance. So DLSS is deep, if I remember correctly, deep level super sampling. And so what DLSS pretty much does is, as you move into the DLS realm, so you have quality, you have balance, you have performance, and ultra performance. And if I remember how they said it was, so when you go into DLSS quality, you're at it takes whatever you're rendering at and subtracts it down to, let's say, 75% at quality, and then balance will be at like 50%, and then performance will be at 33% or something like that. But then it turns back around and then it upscales it in the back end. So it's pretty much like almost like tricking your system into believing that you're running at a lower rendering scale, but then flipping it back around to upscale it back to whatever you want to render, if that makes sense. I think that's how I understand how DLSS work. All right, Val, you have a good one, buddy. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Well, I'll put it to you like, if you're running DLSS and ultra performance, you're gonna get blurry. Ultra performance is pretty much running at the bottom of the barrel. Like it could care less about quality or pictures or anything like that. It's just trying to get the best performance you can. So quality of picture is just gonna be out the window when it comes to that. Well, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth in my head. I mean, TAA is nice, and if your setup can handle TAA, which, like I said, if I turned off these two side monitors and just ran the front one, I could run full tilt in TAA and be running at 60 plus hertz with no problem. But you start adding 2 more screens, you start adding recording software and stuff like that, you're going to lose some picture quality. It's blurry in quality. Do you have your cockpit refresh, what is it, the cockpit refresh rate? Do you have that all the way up? Because if that's turned down, that might be a reason why the cockpit is a little weird. Okay, so when it comes to the ghosting, you're really looking at, so with frame generation, I'm assuming you're running frame gen. So what's happening is frame gen is pumping out more frames than your PC can handle. So that's why you'll see ghosting. Like I get it. I don't get it too much on my wings too much, but I definitely see it like if other aircraft are taking off or looking at vehicles driving by. I'll get that. It's on high. Okay. Try turning up your AMD sharpening. Like start at like 30 and then see how it goes. I also run one brightness, contrast, 2 sharpen, and gain filter. Okay. See, now what I've done is I've like I could run HDR on these TVs, but I don't like it. HDR is too vibrant. Like it looks toyish to me. You know, the colors are just too. So I've done a lot of different changes in my TV settings. It was at 200 and it's still blurry and ghosting. Oh wow. Okay. So and what kind of setup do you have for two? It was it. Well, okay, let me ask you this. Are you running 1080? Okay. Well, hey, I mean, i5s, like I said, my old PC was an i5 4440, and that was a beast of a CPU, so i5s are still pretty strong. And I was running that with 3 screens. But, well, yeah, that's true. See, that, I keep forgetting, you're VR. I can't help you with VR, man. I don't, that's a whole nother world for me. But, I'll do some digging around and see what I can come up with, and maybe I can come up with some type of solution for you for tomorrow's flight. Yeah, VR just sucks the life out of everything, I heard. Like you need a 10,090 card to run VR smooth. Well, you know, I said it before and I'll say it again. 2024 got some work to do. I wouldn't throw 2024 to the wayside just yet. I mean, it's less than a month old. So, yeah. You're right, Val. It a lot of optimizing needs to be done, and I think it's there. I just think they got to get it there. You know what I'm saying? Like the proof of concept is there, I guess you can say, in a sense. So I feel like once they work out all the kinks I think 2024 is really going to be an even better game changer for us. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So out the box, it looks amazing out the box. The biggest thing that I see with 2024 is, one, if you really want to get the most out of 2024, your internet speeds got to be top notch, because the whole thing is streaming, you know. And once they fix the servers, because that was another big thing, and they fixed their cache, because that was one of the biggest things they talked about in their video on the first day of the launch. And they were saying that they underestimated just how many people was going to come, so the cache couldn't handle it. So they need to fix that. I didn't play at the start of 2020, but heard it was worse than 24. Oh yeah, when 2020 came out, man, you thought 24 was bad? 2020 was so bad, I was ready to go and find FSX Steam Edition and just go back to flying that piece of garbage. That's how much that's how bad FS 2020 was when they first started. So, and I mean, look at where it's at now. It just took time. So, you know, I ain't stressing over 24. I'm gonna let them do their thing. We still have 2020 to tinker with, you know. Until then, is a higher sharpening better for less ghosting and blurring? So a higher sharpening would help ease the blurring. As far as the ghosting goes, that is a frame gen thing. Well, frame gen tied in with DLSS. But you said, wait, didn't you say you don't run DLSS? Or was that, get my stuff mixed up? Yeah, you're running DLSS and quality. Okay. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to find that happy medium between your GPU and your CPU. So, and what a lot of people fail to realize on how this works is, you can have, you know, a top-end CPU and a top-end GPU, but your specific system, because every card is different, every CPU is different, regardless. Every 7800 X3D out the box is not going to be the same. So what causes a lot of, I mean, of course, you know, being limited by main thread is just old coding. We all understand that. So what you have to do, instead of being limited by your CPU, which will you always be when it comes to flight sim, you gotta balance out your settings so that your CPU and your GPU are pushing, like they're both holding like roughly 50% of the weight of the load. If you have your settings set, because there are certain settings inside flight sim that the CPU runs, and then there are certain settings that the GPU runs, if that makes sense. So if most of your settings are maxed out for GPU, well, the GPU is doing everything it can, but your CPU is way down here, so the GPU is like, well, no man left behind, so I just got to come back down here to the CPU level. Now, even though they're running down here, the GPU is still trying to do more, so now it's an offset. So you would either have to bring the settings down for your GPU so that neither one of them is overworking or trying to go above and beyond. They actually walking neck and neck, if that makes sense. So you're gonna have to tinker around with some of your settings and find that happy medium. And that's really just a trial and error, because I can sit here and run you through a whole tutorial on what to change, but once again, your setup is different. So your computer might not like the settings that I'm telling you to plug in, you know. And once you find that sweet spot, leave it alone. Don't try to stretch it and gain any more. It goes even without frame gen. Yeah, Val, people just don't they don't get it. It's just not limited by main thread. It's it's a lot more than that, you know, but I like to do my research and understand why things do what they do. 4.2, I'm gonna do some thinking about that, because if you're still ghosting without frame gen, I tell you what, turn DLS. But you said you need DLSS to run VR though. Okay. Write your settings down that you have now to go back to them, and I want you to test something for me when you get a chance. I want you to go to TAA, and I want you to set all of your settings on low, and I want you to take your terrain level of detail, and I want you to take your object level of detail, and I want you to bring it all the way down to 10, which is pretty much 0. And then I want you to go for a flight, and then you let me know how that work out. Now if the ghosting goes away, then that lets me know that once again there's an imbalance between your GPU and your CPU. Something is trying to push more than the other, and it's causing ghosting. And I mean, especially with DLSS, because once again, DLSS is different. DLSS is like the baby or the foundation of frame gen. So even though you're in DLSS, and let's say you're rendering at 1080p, when you turn on DLSS, you're not technically scaling and rendering in 1080p. You're actually rendering at a lower rendering scale, if that makes sense. So by doing that, it now allows the system, it frees up space so that the system can actually push out more frames. But then it's rechanneling that and then going back and upscaling it back to 1080p, which is, you're not really at 1080. So that might be what's happening. So even though you're not running frame gen, DLSS is still pushing more frames than your system can handle. What is your refresh rate on your monitors? Let me ask you that. Are you at least at 60? Okay. Yeah, so try that out for me, and then if you got time tomorrow, like I'll be here tomorrow, and we'll talk about it some more, and you know, me and maybe the other guys, we can all kind of put our brains together and see if we can help you resolve this issue. But I really feel like if you start from scratch, from the bottom surface, and then slowly start dialing in your settings, you'll be able to find that sweet spot. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Val. You're welcome, 42. One more question. So I know you gotta go. Do you have make sure you have anti-aliasing off in flight sim, and you want to have it on at 16 times in the NVIDIA controller. Bunny, don't do that. Play too much. Oh. Okay. Okay. I mean, a little ghosting is not bad. I mean, you're to completely get rid of you're. Oh man, I don't even know if the only time I don't really get any ghosting is if I'm flying TAA. If I got DLSS on, even at quality, I'm ghosting. And I mean, you know, these TVs are only at 60, of course. So yeah, you do that for too. Check on that, man. We gonna get you straight. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Val. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's you just kind of learn to deal with it. Now, I'm getting chemtrails if I'm on like if I were to go like ultra performance, man. And if I see a plane going down the runway, I'll probably see about 20 of them. So and you know, my settings are set to accommodate recording and streaming, and that's the thing. Like I was saying earlier in the flight, like if I turn off all this stuff and just fly, man, this thing, it is a whole different sim. And it's really like, it's hungry for, you know, for work. Like it doesn't like to run at idle. All my settings are on medium or high. Nothing is on ultra. Well, I have a mixture of a lot of stuff. Now I know when it comes to clouds, I got my cloud scaled back, cause them jokers will suck the life out of some frames real quick. I mean, as far as like the objects and things like that, I pretty much have all that ultra. Like I said, my object level of detail is at 200. TLOD is at 100. I have a lot of my. Well, I have what is it? The synthesize. What is that called? I can't think. I can play 24 in 4K as long as I keep the same settings that I have now in 2020, and that's without recording. So that's how I know that their optimization is garbage right now. Oh yeah, that motion blur got to go off. And you know, there's another thing that it kind of irks my nerve too. Is I have to turn off what do you call it with the sun. Now I gotta go to it. I can't remember the name of it. Bloom. I have to turn bloom off. And I like bloom, but I have to turn it off because for some odd reason when I turn bloom on, my monitors get to doing this flashlight dance, and I don't know why. But for some odd reason with bloom, like it's almost as if like a camera just took a picture and it'll jump. So it might do the right screen, then it might be the front, then it might be the left, but when I turn bloom off, it goes away. See, I could do max LOD without no cameras on. Yeah, tell me about it. And so, you know, knowing what I know now, moving forward, I'm already in the process of making the right corrections. Like I said, for starters, I'm gonna get me another PC. It don't have to be beast mode or nothing, but you know, something where I could run, you know, the GoPros and OBS and blah 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 blah. And that's strictly just for that. That way, this PC can just focus on the sim, and that's it, nothing else. And then I think I'll be able to, you know, gain back my quality of picture, you know, without the sacrifice because of recording software. Yeah, man, and look, see, I'm still a baby at this streaming thing, man. I just started streaming with you know, this whole 48 state tour. This is my first time I've ever streamed on YouTube. I've always just recorded. So, you know, I'm slowly learning and studying, you know, how to optimize streams and all that good stuff, everything that comes with it. Yeah, and that's what I noticed. Like, a lot of people on YouTube that stream games, they have a streaming PC and then they have the gaming PC. And it makes sense. It's really amazing how much information one PC is actually trying to do. Like this one is trying to run 3 4K TVs, run all of these background programs, stream 3 different cameras, and to think for 1 second I was going to try to record. even when I was trying to I had the audacity to try to push my PC to the grave. I tried to record in 4K while flying in 4K. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. Well, I put it to you this way, Val. The initial setting up of streaming can be rather tasking. You know, if you're starting strictly from scratch. But once you get everything set up, I actually find it easier to stream than it is to actually record and edit videos. Truth be told. Oh. Yeah, that 120 degrees, yeah. Woo. Did the fire trucks have to show up on that one? Oh, Bunny, you, man, look. That had me hurt. Oh man, that is just too funny. Yeah, editing videos is work. I don't think people understand just how much work it goes into editing a video. Like to sit here and fly like this trip was 40 minutes, 45 minutes. For me to have to turn around and edit that, it would take me a couple hours minimum just to edit. And that's a basic edit. And then once it's done editing, then I gotta export it. And then once it's done exporting, then I gotta load it into YouTube. Now I already got my YouTube set up, so most of that stuff is, plug and play. But you figure after a 45-minute flight, you add another at least 3 hours just to get the video up on to YouTube. And God forbid you actually record a video in 4K. The upload speed on that is horrible on YouTube. Whereas streaming, you hit stream, you stream, you hit stop stream, that's it. You go to bed. So, yeah. Yeah, it is a process. I know there were some videos where I got done. I'm like, I am not about to edit none of this. This whole thing is going straight into YouTube as is. Y'all deal with it. If you watch 5 minutes, I don't care. I ain't got the energy to edit this one. And especially when it's one of those good flights. Like the scenery is just right, everything is smooth, everything is right. It's like I don't want to cut none of this out. Because in the beginning, I was always told, you know, you want to keep your videos around 10 minutes. But we live in a different world now. You know, people got a life, an attention span about as long as a fish brain. So now you're constantly trying to, you know, learn your audience, which that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you want to give your audience something to look forward to each time they come in. And it just takes time. You know, a lot of people don't. That's why a lot of people don't make it in this world, or in the YouTube world, because it's not for the weak. I'm not paying no editor. I bought editing software. That is my editor right there. Me and the software that I pay for. Now I remember, you know, I know at one point, probably once this tour is over, I really want to start getting into some more, you know, more intense, in-depth editing on my videos. But for now, you know, I'm just gonna rock with it this way, man. Yeah, man. You know, YouTube. Here's my thing when it comes to YouTube, and pretty much anything in the world. There's no such thing as fast track. It's all gimmicks. Now, can some people blow up faster than others? Yeah, of course. HomeSim Pilot. This dude came in way after me. This dude made 25 videos. And he ain't made a video in like 2 or 3 years. He's got over 25,000 subscribers. He has videos over 1 million, almost one of his videos almost 2 million views. And here I am, what today marks, I think, video 89, and I'm 1 subscriber shy of 400. You know, but I'm not sweating. You know, I do this for fun. I love it. I just want to share, you know, what I love to the public. Bounce ideas, learn some stuff, you know, have normal conversations. Like, it don't have to be flight sim the whole time. We could talk about life. Like, you know, that's what I'm on. So, you know, hey, it'll get there when it get there. I'm not about to lose no sleep over it. Yeah, see, Bunny, that's what I was telling him. I was telling him to check his anti-aliasing. Well, I hope he I mean, even if we can get the ghosting down, you know, to a bare minimum, I think he'll be satisfied with that, you know. I mean, like Val was saying, like it's almost impossible at this point to really get rid of ghosting. Something's gonna go somewhere. So, yeah, man, that's how I see it, man. Just gonna keep on rocking it out. And on that note, man, guys, my 18, my day ones. I think that's gonna about do it for me for the night. We'll be loading up tomorrow, same time, and headed over to Sedona. Which, let me see something real quick before I go. Let me see how far that is from here. Check. Yep. Trying to see. Yep. I gotta turn this way. Sedona, where you at? Sedona is really not that far, honestly. Okay, that's easy. Let's see. What's that ride tomorrow? Oh, it's a little bit of a ride tomorrow. 257 nautical miles. All right. So we got a good one. So we got time to catch up on some things. So that's it, guys. I will catch up with y'all tomorrow, man. Happy Thanksgiving again. I appreciate y'all riding with me on this journey. Makes it more meaningful for me. And I'll catch you on the next one. Do I need to update today? Yeah, it was a stupid update. It had something to do with a tuber, some information. It was a small file, it was like 20 megs or something like that. But yep, that's it though. I'm out, guys. Holla at y'all later. Later, Howard, man. We'll catch you tomorrow, man. CardboardSim signing out.